the biggest trends that's going on in social media right now is not people showing all of the glamorous moments of their life, basically selling you their highlight reel and making people envious. They're actually sharing about the struggles they're going through and how they are feeling like they are checking out because they can't afford what's going on in their lives. They can't afford the bills, they can't afford the cost of living, and everyone is feeling crushed by these rising prices.
I'm about to lose my shit. I'm about ready to blow a gasket. I swear, I am. I just got off the phone with my mortgage company, right? Because they called me. I was like, why did my mortgage company call me? I'm up to date on everything. Everything's cool, right? You know, I just checked my bank account to make sure the payment came out. I actually sent them $890 instead of $840, which, you know, is what I'm supposed to send them. And they called me up, and I'm like, yeah, what's going on? They were like, well, Mr. Hayes, we're calling to let you know that as of November 1st, your mortgage payment's going to be going from $840 a month to $991 a month. And I was like, for what? They're like, well, you're $900 short in escrow. And I was like, what do you mean I'm $900 short in escrow? How is that possible? How? Explain this to me. They go, well, your homeowner's insurance went from $2,600 a year on up to $3,400 a year. I said, for what? I haven't had any claims. I haven't had any issues pop up or anything like that. What do you mean? Why has it gone up so much? Well, Mr. Hayes, you have to call your insurance company for that. So now I'm going to have to call my insurance company to find out why my insurance went up so much to cause my mortgage payment to go from $841 a month to $991 a month. I mean, I'm barely making it as it is right now. Barely. I mean, we ain't doing bad, but we ain't doing great. What the man?
Well, I've hit my breaking point, and I literally cannot afford to live, pay bills, or any of this shit. And why the am I alive? Like, I almost just bawled my eyes out inside of Walmart because I realized that I literally cannot afford to live. What the f is wrong with our economy? Like, what? What? It's either like this is my weekly life. It's either eat, pay money to eat, or don't pay other bills, or pay bills and don't eat, or like, it's like I have to ask my parents to help me to survive because I have no money. Because all my money goes to bills. How do people live like this? And I'm just like, I don't even know what to do. Like, I almost think I need to move home because, like, I literally have no money to survive. Like, this is fucked. This is literally fucked. Why is the government and why are the states and why is all this shit being built like this?
I'm about to lose everything, and I don't know what else to do besides come up here and vent because I'm at wit's end. For like over half a year, maybe a year now, I have been struggling to pay all my bills on time. And when I first moved into this apartment 5 years ago, that wasn't an issue at all. When it comes to monthly bills in general, my bills aren't as high as a lot of people who I know are struggling and making it happen. So I feel ashamed sometimes as a man or as a person that I can't come up with the bills. It's frustrating. My educational background is an actor, and originally I was in LA before the pandemic trying to figure out how to make that a career, and COVID kind of brought me back to Philadelphia. When it comes to acting, what I love, what I dream, I can't pay my bills off of that. And to supplement my income, I drive Uber. Now, when I first started driving Uber, like in a weekend, Friday to Sunday, it would be easy to make, $700. Let's say on average, 5 to 7, maybe 8, maybe 4, depending on how busy it was. But, I was able to get by. And unfortunately, every year, as the cost of groceries and electricity and everything has been going up, the amount that I've been able to make off of Uber has been going down. It seems like they'll charge somebody $40 and then they offer the person who's driving an Uber $12. If they charge someone $60, they offer the person driving for Uber $16. It's crazy how much money they take. So it's become harder and harder to supplement my income with Uber. And I've gone to try to work for other jobs because of that. And like many of us, started blowing up my credit cards. So I maxed out all my credit cards and I can't make those payments. I'm struggling to pay the car payment, the car insurance, the rent, the electricity, the internet, the phone. I'm trying to keep up with all those bills and picking and choosing. And I'm starting to get to the point where it's like I'm months behind, I'm making payment plans, I'm trying to figure out what's the most important, and it's all just like starting not to make sense. I try to keep optimistic in the midst of all that though, and I'm applying for jobs. I got accepted. I'm good at jobs. Like interviews, I crush them. When I get a chance to talk to somebody, often I get hired. But I got offered a job at Abercrombie and Fitch. They're going to pay me $12 an hour. So I can't. That doesn't even make sense. So I'm at the point where it's like no job will pay me enough to cover my bills. And now my bills are so far behind. It's like I need $3,000 to fall from the sky, or I'm eventually going to just they're going to repossess my car. I'll get an eviction notice eventually. My girlfriend lives with me, man. She works 40 hours a week. She only brings in $2,000 a month. So I pay our bills, I'll go work, I'll do Uber, I'll go get us some food, and then we wait for that paycheck, and then she throws it at whatever bill she can, and then I try to feed us and keep us running until she gets paid again. And that's not working out. So I keep doing auditions. I'm trying to apply to be a firefighter right now. I Uber every day right now. It's Wednesday. I drove around from 7 till 11 and made $20. So I don't know what to do.
Here I am. It is 11:45 at night on a Wednesday. I'm sitting on my bathroom floor because I feel like I'm going to have a literal mental breakdown. How are people surviving? How are we doing this? Like single people specifically, single people in their late 20s that live in a city. How the are you surviving? Tell me, please, please. I am 27 years old. I live on my own in Philadelphia. I'm a woman. I went to school for 5 years. I have a bachelor's degree in digital marketing. I own my own business for 9 years on top of that. And one, I can't find a job anywhere. I'm trying to utilize my degree, can't find a job anywhere. I've been applying for months, almost a year. Can't, nothing. Two, I'm struggling while living on my own. Struggling.
Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all the honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Bayatha Dawadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. Alright, so As you can see, the title of this video is it's by the Homestead Journey. It's America is collapsing under its own cost of living crisis. So before we get into the scriptures, I'm gonna go ahead and read this right here. What a debt-based monetary system is. Okay, and this is what we live under, a debt-based system. And it says, a debt-based monetary system is a modern economy where most money is created through loans from banks, and the value of the money is tied to the debt rather than a physical commodity like gold. In this system, banks create money electronically when they issue loans, and this money comes with interest, because interest is created after the principal. More borrowing is needed to pay the interest, which can lead to exponential debt growth and potential financial instability. How it works: money creation. When a commercial bank approves a loan, it creates the money digitally by crediting the borrower's account. This process is often based on a fractional reserve banking model where the bank only needs to hold a fraction of the loan amount in reserve. Now, let's see here. The role of interest. Interest is charged on a loan, meaning the borrower must eventually pay back more than the original amount. To get new money needed to pay the interest, they must take out another loan, or other borrowers must take out new loans. Now, debt and money. The system operates on the principle that debt is money and money is debt, where the total amount of money in circulation is directly linked to the total amount of debt that exists. If all existing debts were paid off, the money supply would essentially vanish. Criticisms and potential issues. Need for constant growth. The system relies on a cycle of increasing debt and therefore requires continuous economic growth to function, which is considered unsustainable by some. Growing inequality. Some argue that the system favors those who can borrow and create passive income through assets, widening the gap between wealthy and others. Instability. The exponential growth of debt can lead to unsustainable levels, making the system vulnerable to financial crises. Environmental impact. So, the constant need for growth to service debt can pressure economies to increase consumption of finite natural resources. So, yeah, this is the system we live under, and right now, this country, America, aka Babylon, is so far down the drain in debt. You know, the cost of living has become so out of proportion that people are barely making it. They're losing their shit. They're running out of ideas on how to sustain themselves. Eventually, people are going to start selling all their stuff just so they can pay those bills on time, fix their vehicles, have food in the fridge, you know? And that's where we're at now. That's where we're at now in this system, in this society. It's horrible. And it's become increasingly hard to find a job, and much more so to hold a job, because people are in fear of getting laid off because the employees cannot afford to pay the amount of employees that they have. This country has no money. And I'm gonna get this right here. This is gonna be the book of Nahum. It's gonna be chapter 3. I'm gonna start at verse 1, and it says, "Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not." Okay? And who's that bloody city? It's right here. Full of lies, robbery. The prey departeth not. It's because this place is not without victims, man. Everybody here is pretty much a prey to the system. Now I'm gonna drop down to let's see, verse 4. "Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, which is America, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts." Yeah, because that's the American dream. It's to sell you that lie, thinking that you can make it here. So many opportunities. You can do whatever you want here. You can be all that you can be here. Right? Like they say, there's a reason why it's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it. In verse 5, it says, "Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame." So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is exposing this place for its lies and deceit. And people are beginning to see that this ain't what it, this place is not what it's meant to, what they thought it to be. They thought that, this place would have opportunity to become something. But all they're finding out is that it's just becoming really hard just to survive. It's a struggle. And, it says here in verse 6, "And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock." So, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to reveal to the whole world just how terrible, how twisted, how fucked up, and how ass backwards this country really is. Well, America's not a country, it's a business. And it's a failing business at that. So, this place it's done. It's over. There's nothing left to give. Okay? This is going to be the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 5. And it says, "Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man." Talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. "Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." Right? So, in this system, man, those that are in power, they make it harder and harder and harder for those that are under them, that they rule over, to live. But for them, they keep reaping all the benefits off the blood, sweat, and tears and broken backs of these so-called hard-working citizens. He's never satisfied. He just keeps taking and taking and taking and taking and taking, and never really gives anything in return. And if that, very little. Verse 6, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay." Yeah, because these people that are in power, they become rich by extortion. In fact, got on my other phone here. Look at the definition for extortion. Excuse me. So the definition of extortion. Extortion, let's see. Extortion, a gross overcharge. Okay, so let's see. I gotta find a better definitions. Zalakia, bear with me. Extortion, the practice of obtaining something, especially money, through force or threats. Okay? So, that's America. And America has a long history. Has a long history of doing this. Obtaining benefit, money, or goods through coercion. In most jurisdictions, it is likely to constitute a criminal offense. Robbery is the simplest and most common form of extortion. although making unfounded threats in order to obtain an unfair business advantage is also a form of extortion. That's what America does. You know, extortion, bribery. And if you people don't know, extortion is sometimes called protection racket. So this place, man, it's bad here. It's really bad. You know, the people they have, it's, like I said, it's a struggle just to live here. In these last two parts right here, debt-free money, alternative systems such as those used by local exchange trading systems operate on a debt-free basis without the need for banks to create money and charge interest. Demurrage currency, another concept is demurrage currency, which would require a small fee to be paid for holding the money over time, creating an incentive to spend or invest it instead of saving it. So really, man, no matter what you do in this debt-based system, you can't save money. Your money is vulnerable. You can't do. They make it hard on purpose to live. You know, we're gonna finish this video, and Lord willing that this was edifying. But yeah, man, you can see that these people are just they're at their wits' end. They don't know what to do. So let's continue, and then we'll close out.
Like, I can't even put food on my table. I can't even afford my bills. I'm playing bill roulette every single month. Savings, don't know her. Cushion, emergency cushion, don't know her either. I'm at a loss of words. How the f are people doing this? I'm on the fence, and I essentially made the executive decision that when my lease is up, I have to move back in with my parents just to play catch up. Just to play catch up on debt, just to put money in my savings again, just to re-regulate my nervous system. Because being in constant financial distress destroys your body, destroys your emotional sanctity. I'm in a constant mode of fight or flight, wondering if I'm going to make enough money to get by and survive and not get evicted from my apartment, or I'm going to be able to feed myself. Just basic human necessities. With my chronic pain, you know, with my chronic symptoms, my chronic health issues, this is just like poking the bear. It's poking the bear. Being in a constant state of financial instability is horrible for your mental and physical well-being. And if you already have something baseline that is wrong with you health-wise, this is just like adding fuel to the fire. I feel like I'm gonna throw myself off a cliff. Like I can't even enjoy my life.
Let me tell you how I know the economy is bad. I made posts about living in extended stay hotels. It has close to 1,000 comments. Hundreds of people talking about how they live in extended stay hotels and in their cars. Number two, I'm in a forum on Reddit, and every other post is about different types. They have the new sort of like payday loans that you do on your phone, and people are talking about how they can't even get those anymore. Like the ones that are against your check, people are extended beyond that. They can't get any kind of assistance. Number three, I would say every 20th video on my feed is about going to the food bank and what happens when you go to the food bank and how do you use food from the food bank and what their people's experiences signing up for the food bank.
I'm gonna be returning stuff. We didn't love that pita bread. I'm gonna return it. That cherry jam, I don't think we're ever really gonna eat it. I'm gonna return it. The shirt felt kind of weird against my skin. Return. Put it on my card, give me the cash, I don't care. Gonna get that money back in the account because I need every dollar.
I think we reached a point now where a lot of people don't reach the breaking point where they're starting to realize that, yo, I'm either going to sink on this ship with this financial struggle, or I'm going to be able to stay afloat. And I'm starting to see a lot of people starting to have this rebellion of they're not buying nothing. They're keeping that bread. I think it's very smart for people to start to strategize and figure out ways to try to minimize their costs of just their purchases. A lot of us overbuy, me as well. I got too many headphones, too many technology items, too many TVs, too many pairs of jeans, too many things of cologne. I got endless amounts of bull-ish. But at the end of the day, it made me realize the things that we was comfortable doing before, we're no longer comfortable doing now. We're seeing it. It's the reason why when I put a post up talking about today's economy, why people show love and they also send their comments and their views of how they feel about what I said. And a lot of people are not far off of how I feel. A lot of us. I might not be homeless, I might not be struggling to the point where it's though I don't have no money in the bank, but I'm feeling it. You got government out of work right now. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I tell you right now, people right now are sitting on their ass trying to figure life out. And trying to figure life out right now, you probably can't even figure it out. What are your options when there are no options? I seen a dude send a post out, find a second job. That's going to do for you if your overhead bills is high already, whereas though it was complimentary. I don't know if I said that word right, but ignore that word. Don't tell me I need to figure that word out. You figure it out. If you don't know how to operate with the money you was already getting, what is your second job going to do? Second job ain't gonna do shit. And not only that, you gotta be able to get hired for that second job. So that means if you're already out of work, that means you're looking to be maybe hired in the next 3 to 4 weeks, almost a month, because the hiring process ain't that quick. And if it's under the table, then you can get a job just that quick. But a lot of times, you can't find under the table jobs like you used to. People got those. A lot of people got those. And casinos doing bad. A lot of areas doing bad. You better look it up. Vegas doing very, very bad. They doing bad. Vegas is like a damn meat packing district right now. Like, hey, it is all the rockers right now. Don't wonder why violence is so high. You know why? They're struggling. Yes, they are. Look, man. We doing bad. You got some people doing real good. You got some people doing okay. I'm one of the ones that's probably doing okay. Okay. Okay is you have a couple dollars in the bank, which can hold you over for probably a couple months, which is good. It's a plus. But you know what's not a plus? You get fired, all of a sudden that money gets swallowed up quick. When the money stops, the bills seem to start going up. You know why? Because now your ass is sitting home. And now you're trying to figure it out and you can't. And you just sitting there like, damn, I got kids, I got this, I got that. Damn, the electric bill is due. Why the electric bill is so high? I'm trying to understand why the electric bill. I'm sorry, let me stay focused. About to talk about my own experiences. Why the electric bills just as much as damn mortgage or a car note? It depends where you at. It depends. Look, man, I take my hat off to y'all out here that's trying to figure it out. And if you have figured it out, hey, do what you got to do. But I can tell you this now, don't look over to somebody for help when you see that they can't help you. I know a lot of times when people going through it, they ask the people for help. Guess what? The people that still got a job can't help you. You know why? Because they one paycheck away from falling flat, just like you.
So how are we surviving? Because I'm a single mom who works a full-time job. I just got paid, and I have $7 left after paying my bills to last me 2 weeks. I have no food in my pantry. How?
Is anyone else just tired? Just exhausted? The system that we live in today, the world that we live in today, I really do not think that it was meant for humans to live like this. We have a world where all we do is chase paper, gold at $4,300 an ounce, or almost. For what? You can't eat it. We have a system where we run. For what? I don't think it's natural for humans to live like this. Everyone is either addicted to caffeine, nicotine, alcohol, working out, just you name it. Everyone has some sort of way to get a dopamine high, and it seems so unnatural. And I think it is unnatural. Just wondering, anybody else feeling that way, thinking that, or is it just me?
Even if you think people are doing okay, many people beneath the surface are not, and they're struggling. It just feels like this boiling pot, like this downward spiral, and you have to find a way to figure out something so that you are not completely crushed by this, because this economy is just tanking, and people really need to make moves now. If you're not already making moves now to help yourself, help your family in the future, whatever that may look like, whether it's getting another job, getting a better job if you can find one, downsizing, moving in with family, cutting back on expenses, getting out of debt. If you're able to get different type of assets that will counteract inflation, I mean, whatever it is that you can do, you should be doing it, because time is running short. I'm a realist, and I have my eyes open. And a lot of people have their eyes open, and they're seeing what's going on. And even if they're not necessarily seeing it, they can feel it. And it's just the reality. So I think, everybody just needs to do what they can do. And that is why we have been working so hard, little by little, to break out of the system. We're working very hard to be able to live on land and just have more of a self-reliant lifestyle, not, just being solo, thinking you're gonna just make do in the woods by yourself. You need community, but being more independent from the different systems that we are just really tied to as a society. And I just think that if you've been putting off something for a while that it's going to help you in the future, definitely do it. And there are a lot of people that are making moves all the time, and they're finding ways to better their situation and protect themselves in the future. Keep going. I'm all about encouraging people to do that. So take that for what it's worth. I think everybody should be right now using this time wisely to get prepared. It's the time to be proactive, okay, so that you're just not completely reactive later to what's going on. What are you doing? What do you suggest for people to do? Where do you see everybody in 2026? Where do you see this economy in 2026? I think it's really important to have these conversations and to be open with how we truly feel about it. Stay encouraged and stay proactive. I hope to catch you in the next video. Take care.
And with that, Salakia, but with that, just have one more script. This is Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 4. It says, "Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth." So, justice has become perverted. In fact, we read that in the NLT. Habakkuk 1 and 4 in the NLT. "The law has become paralyzed, and there is no justice in the courts. The wicked far outnumber the righteous, so that justice has become perverted." Yeah. And also another scripture, Proverbs 29 and 2. "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." And that's where we are right now. And with that, I hope that this lesson was edifying unto the body and to the few sincere believers and listeners. And with closing, I'd like to give all the honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of the Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. and unto the Baathica without the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you in the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom, Barakatam.